Good evening. Good evening, and welcome to the 2025 Youth Month Oratorical Contest for the high school division. My name is Dano Pangilinan.
And I'm Yuji Kim, your co-MCs for tonight's event.
In a few minutes, we'll hear from several contestants from various high schools throughout the island who will present a speech on this year's Youth Month theme, Innovation and Technology Shaping Tomorrow. At the end of tonight's event, one of these participants will be selected to serve as your governor on Island Leadership Day, scheduled for April 25th. But do not worry, all other participants, including the alternates, will have the opportunity to take part in Island Leadership Day, where they too will serve in various leadership roles throughout the government of Guam, to include the Guam Legislature, the Judiciary of Guam, the Mayor's Council of Guam, and the various government departments and agencies. Now, for a few housekeeping announcements before we begin the program. The restrooms are in the lobby area across the stairway. Refreshments are provided in the lobby. We kindly ask that you refrain from drinking or eating in the session hall. As a courtesy to our presenters, please place your phones on silent mode. Should you need to take a call, please do so outside of the session hall. If you must leave the session hall, please open and close the door slowly, as it can be loud and distracting to those presenting. If you are taking pictures, please ensure the flash is off during the contest. This event will be live streamed on the Guam Legislature's YouTube channel.
I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge our dignitaries who are with us this evening. Please stand and be recognized. Honorable Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero Magahagan Guahan, Governor of Guam. Honorable Shelly V. Calvo, Chairperson, Committee on Youth. Melanie Brennan, Director, Department of Youth Affairs. Dr. Rita Cruz Dueñas, President, Academy of Our Lady of Guam. Michelle Antoine, Head of School, St. John's, Guam. I would also like to take this opportunity to recognize those who are serving as the tabulators, timekeepers, and photographers, and the representatives of the Guam Youth Congress who are here volunteering their time in various capacities. If you all could please raise your hands and be recognized. Thank you, everyone. To begin this evening's event and to give the welcoming remarks, please welcome Senator Shelly Calvo.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's no mic.
Thank you. Have a day and buenas, everyone. Ooh, energy. The end of the day. Yay. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow judges, and most importantly, our brilliant contestants. It is a privilege to stand before you today, surrounded by the future voices of leadership and change. Your presence here is a testament to the power of the words and ideas shaping tomorrow. The theme this year, Innovation and Technology Shaping Tomorrow, could not be more timely. Over the past few years, we have witnessed events that have tested our resilience, redefined our priorities, and reshaped our world. From the global pandemic to the rapid acceleration of digital transformation, these moments have left an indelible mark on how we approach policymaking and governance. The pandemic, for instance, taught us that the critical importance of adaptability. It showed us that technology is not just a tool, but a lifeline. From virtual classrooms to telemedicine, innovation bridged gaps and kept our communities connected. As a policymaker, I learned from that experience that good governance must embrace technology not as an afterthought, but as a cornerstone of progress. We also saw the power of data in decision making. real-time information, guided public health responses, resource allocation, and economic recovery efforts. But with this power comes responsibility. Policymakers must ensure that data is used ethically, transparently, and inclusively. Trust is the foundation of good governance, and it is our duty to uphold it. The events of recent years have also underscored the need for equity in innovation. Not everyone had equal access to the tools and technologies that become essential. This digital divide is a reminder that progress must be inclusive. As leaders, we must strive to create policies that ensure no one is left behind in the march towards a brighter future. To you, the young orators in this room, I say this: you are the architects of tomorrow. Your ideas, your voices, and your passion will shape policies and innovations of the future. Speak boldly, think critically, and never underestimate the power of your words to inspire change. As I conclude, let me leave you with this thought. Innovation and technology are not just about gadgets and algorithms. They're about people, about improving lives, solving problems, and building a world where everyone can thrive. Let us all commit to shaping tomorrow with integrity, vision, and compassion. Thank you, and I look forward to hearing the brilliance you will share today. So my microphone just went on. I'm going to repeat my speech. Thank you very much, everyone. Sejus Masi to all of you, and I wish all our orators good luck.
To give welcoming remarks, please welcome our Magahagin Guahan, Governor of Guam, the Honorable Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero.
Thank you very much. Half a day. First, let me start by thanking the Department of Youth Affairs for this program, really, that they've been leading for many, many years. And in my administration, I've had the pleasure of being with 6 leaders from high school. As you win, you will be my shadow. And I look forward to many of those great events, and I promise we'll make it exciting for you guys. But I just want to also say that as a result of the Department of Youth Affairs program, we were able to really showcase a lot of our leaders in all the schools and the schools that have participated. And this is very, for me, insightful. What they do is they try to incentivize, motivate our students to their potential. And all of your speeches in the last 6 years that I have been in office have all been very tremendous, very thought-provoking, and I could tell that it's been critically researched and thought about. And your ability to relate, your ability to logically express what your message is, and your ability to articulate is amazing. And I'm so very proud of all our students and the talents that we see throughout our islands. Innovation and technology advances is also very key, and as Senator Shelley Caldwell talked about it, and how its importance to advance progress, and the importance of getting data and science to make leaders have the right choices to do what's good for our island. And I just wanted to share that, I did not actually grow up in technology. I grew up with, for example, having one telephone for our village, one telephone for the whole of our village. And at the time, we all shared that. It's called Party Line. And actually, it's really good because if you pick up the phone and people are conversing, you could really hear what's happening in the village. You could hear all that the families are going through. So it's sort of like a party line, but it's actually great distribution of communication in the village. And then, you know, you guys are very lucky to have the ability to get information and knowledge at your fingertips. I didn't grow up that way. If I had to do a project or a science project or a paper, I had to go to the library and I had to go through the shelves of the library. I had to pick out the books. I had to read them, and then I had to put them back again. It wasn't really like at the fingertips. And I've seen in our island the evolution of the great technology that's occurring in communication and in telecommunications. So you're very fortunate to have this technology to innovate and create ideas and make your ideas into reality. And so in that sense, I think we've progressed tremendously in our island. And we've been able to then also give that progress back to the students so that they can continue on. So I just want to say to the Department of Youth Affairs, thank you so much for your commitment and your dedication to really support our students and expand their leadership, their knowledge, and their skills in articulation communications. And I also want to thank the Guam legislature, Senator Calvo, for also your commitment in co-sponsoring and sharing this opportunity to hear our students. Like I said, I look forward to working with my student as governor. And by the way, you're able to be the governor that day, because when you come, I am just going to shadow you. So you're running the government for one day. And so it's very important to make sure you make the right decisions, because it could mean life or death for our people. Joking. But anyway, yes, just so you can get the flavor of what a governor does. And so I would just want to thank everyone for that opportunity, and for our students, your brilliant minds and your ability to articulate. I look forward to your speeches. Thank you, and Sidus Masi.
Thank you all. Now, some rules for the contest. Contestants are not allowed to use any electronic devices during their presentation. There is a 3-minute minimum and a 5-minute maximum for contestants to present their speech. For every 5 seconds over the 5-minute time, 1 point will be deducted. There will be a 2-point penalty for 40 to 60 words added or missed. Anything over 60 words will result in a disqualification. Contestants will be signaled at the 1-minute warning. As such, Ms. Kareen will show a sample and lift the 1 poster board. After each presentation, judges will be given a few minutes to complete their scoring.
Now let us introduce the judges for tonight's event. But before I do that, I would like to note that none of the contestants knew who the judges were until now. Our first judge serves as the President and Chief Operations Officer of the Guam Chamber of Commerce, a 100-year-old organization. In this role, they oversee the daily operations, managing staff, volunteers, and key areas such as administration, finance and technology, membership and government advocacy, marketing, and communications. They also lead various programs, events, and community outreach activities while developing new initiatives and partnerships to achieve the Chamber's goals. With a teaching certification from the University of Guam, they have taught language arts at Jose Rios Middle School and have provided voiceover work for local radio and television commercials, as well as corporate identity videos. Everyone, please help me welcome Catherine S. Castro. Our next judge is a senior undergraduate student at the University of Guam, majoring in political science, and she serves as the president of UOG's 63rd Student Government Association, working to amplify student voices and foster civic engagement. She is also a representative of the 35th Guam Youth Congress, advocating for youth issues and promoting their involvement in local governance. And this individual is passionate about enhancing youth representation. She supports students in developing their academic and leadership potential through roles as a teaching assistant and peer mentor. With experience in speech and debate, she looks forward to hearing from the next generations of speakers and leaders of Guam. Everyone, please help me welcome Nicole Guerrero.
Our final judge serves as the Majority Whip of the 38th Guam Legislature and Chairperson of the Committee on Child Welfare, Youth Affairs, Senior Citizens, Women's Affairs, Disability Services, the Arts, Culture, Historic Preservation, and Hagåtña Restoration. She has over 34 years of professional and business experience in the Philippines, Guam, and California. Having worked in multinational companies in Silicon Valley, she has received numerous accolades for her community leadership and philanthropy, serving on various boards and in leadership roles in civic and nonprofit organizations. A lifelong artist and writer, she is a published author and columnist and is the first Filipino American from Guam to be recommended for appointment as the United States Ambassador to the Philippines. Please help me welcome Senator Shelley Calvo.
And now the introduction of the contestants. Please stand and be recognized. Gabriela Regina Tesoro from Academy of Our Lady of Guam. Sujin Oh from St. John's School. Jonas K. Wallace from John F. Kennedy High School, with an alternate, Rianne Maria A. Marquez. Isaiah Tresipona from Southern High School. Isabella Lee from Harvest Christian Academy. Thank you.
To kick off our speech for tonight, our first presenter is Isabella Lee.
Candy, what's not to love? A delicious sweet treat that we occasionally enjoy to treat ourselves after a long day. I thought the same after one long day. I was given a whole bar of sour candies. At first, I thought, there's no harm in having another, so I popped another one in my mouth. Then another, and soon the whole bar was finished. When I finally got home for dinner, I had no appetite, and soon had a stomachache. Now with this, there is a clear correlation along with this year's theme: innovation and technology shaping the future. Too much of a good thing can become a bad thing. Since the beginning of time, humans have always strived to live more comfortably. First, we started with rocks, then that became the wheel, and so much more followed. We've been innovative since the start and are still continuing to innovate. Medical innovations, for example, have been steadily growing, from the invention of MRIs and vaccines to so much more, all of which have helped many people live longer and healthier lives. One way we used innovation was through technology. Especially with the development of the devices mentioned earlier, many people were able to start living normal or slightly improved lives. For example, Stephen Hawking was diagnosed with a motor neuron disease. Did that stop him? Physically, yes, but his mind remained intact. Instead, he was given a special wheelchair that helped him move and express his thoughts. I believe that when innovation and technology are used together for the greater good, they can lead to amazing results, as seen with Stephen Hawking. But there are also things we should be aware of, like when innovation and technology are used for the wrong purposes. For instance, AI, if used properly, is a great tool that is highly beneficial. But there are people who use it for bad purposes, like deepfakes or pushing AI to advance too quickly to the point where it may control us. Our innovation is currently driving the development of these technologies. Of course, it's not bad to want to make things better, but there comes a point where we must stop and ask ourselves, have we gone too far? But aside from innovation and technology, I believe we must also remember that to shape the future, we need to know what to prioritize. If we think back to the start, before all the technology and before we had any idea of how to improve quality of life, we had something technology doesn't have: love, emotions, and creativity, things that make us human. A quick example: in the 1950s and 1960s, psychologist Harry Harlow conducted an experiment about how infant monkeys would react when sent to live with surrogate monkey mothers that were not alive. One of the mothers was made of wire and wood, but had a bottle of milk, while the other was made of foam and soft terry cloth. When the experiment ran, Harlow noticed that when the infant was hungry, it went to the one with milk, but then immediately returned to cling to the one that was much softer after it was done. I believe this proves that we can't just survive based on our needs. We also need love, friendship, and community. That's why, at the core, we need to think about others rather than focusing solely on machines, which can be beneficial. But others should always come first when we consider what we do with anything. So, in conclusion, innovation and technology are both crucial to shaping a better future. We will continue to have needs, and technology will try to meet them. But we must remember, at the core, we can't lose sight of what's most important: human life over technology. With this in mind, we must be responsible for how we continue to use technology in the future, so, in the end, we won't be taken over by it. Remember, too much of a good thing can become a bad thing. Thank you.
We will take a moment to allow the judges to complete their scoring. And while they do that, I would like to take this opportunity to speak on the significance of the trophy and the meaning behind this year's theme: Innovation and Technology, Shaping Tomorrow. It emphasizes the role of young people in driving progress and embracing new ideas. It highlights the potential for technology to create solutions to global challenges, empowering youth to be leaders in shaping the future. Additionally, it inspires young individuals to harness their creativity and skills to contribute to a rapidly evolving digital world. While we were waiting for the contest to begin, we asked the contestants a few questions. Is this your first time? No. Last year, for middle school, I participated in the middle school division, and it's also my first year of high school. And what made you interested in joining? From Isabella Lee, she says, I heard about the competition. It sounded fun and I wanted to try it. It's good to gain experience as it's still my first year of high school. What makes your speech unique? My speech addresses my perception of this year's theme and how I interpret it to inspire people. And for our last question, what would you do if you were youth governor? Any problems you would like to approach? Let's see here. As youth governor, I would like to focus on a self-regenerating economy because of the opportunistic funds given by the US government. Thank you, Isabella Lee. Our next presenter is Jonas Wallace.
Hafa Adai, ladies and gentlemen. Edward Teller, a Hungarian-American theoretical physicist and chemical engineer who's known as the father of the hydrogen bomb, once stated that the science of today is the technology of tomorrow. Now let's keep in mind, when Edward Teller first said this quote, it was around the 1950s, so he wasn't being super literal. But in modern times, as the years go by, this quote just gets more and more true. New innovations are popping up almost every day, and it's getting difficult to keep up with it. While some people are worried about the negative effects of this current unprecedented rate of innovation and new technology, I would say that there are more positives than negatives. Now, I will talk about 3 current technologies that have the potential to better the world. The first one being artificial intelligence, or more commonly known as AI. AI is a set of technologies that lets computers do a lot of things that humans can do. It'll give computers the ability to see, understand and translate languages, analyze data, or even give you a recipe for brownies. Pretty cool, if you ask me. AI has a lot of applications and benefits, but one of its best uses that has a lot of growing potential is its ability to improve decision making. AI, unlike humans, is able to make unbiased decisions because it can make decisions based purely on data and algorithms, which reduces the risk of human bias, which then gives us an objective outcome. It can also do predictive analysis, meaning AI can be used to predict future outcomes and trends, which allows people and organizations to make good decisions, mitigating risk. But AI is something I'm sure all of you have already heard a lot about, so let's move on to something that I believe to be the future of not only the world, but even possibly Guam. Agriculture. Agriculture is important for the whole world. It feeds us, keeps us alive, but with the growing population and more land that could be used for agriculture turning into land for housing or factories, we might be on the brink of a complete world hunger issue. That's where vertical farming comes into play. Vertical farming is an agricultural method that involves vertically stacked layers of crops, typically indoors in controlled environments. Using soilless techniques like hydroponics, aquaponics, or aeroponics, vertical farming allows for year-long production of crops. It can reduce the consumption of water worldwide drastically because of its soilless methods, and it can help establish local food production, which would mean that here on Guam, we could stop relying on imported food and sustain ourselves locally. Isn't that amazing? Leading into the topic of helping local issues, the last technology that I know has the most potential, if implemented correctly, are micro-robots. Micro-robots are tiny, tiny robots, about like this small, typically 1 millimeter. Can you believe that? It's 1 millimeter. They also mimic insects, like ants, in the sense that they have immense power for their size and flexibility. Currently, the field of micro-robotics is changing almost every day, but we are already seeing the benefits in both the medical field and in environmental applications. Medically, micro-robots have the potential to deliver drugs directly to a specific cell or tissue, which reduces side effects and improves treatment outcomes. They can also do surgery much better than a human ever could, and they can diagnose or monitor diseases in real time, which would not only be a lifesaver, but also be theoretically cheaper than current medical checkups. Now for the environment. Environmentally, micro-robots have an amazing potential in cleaning up pollution in water, which could help Guam in improving our surrounding water's quality. Micro-robots can even work in swarms, like a group, during a search and rescue. An example of this is if an earthquake happens on Guam and a building collapses, we can send in these micro-robots in the small cracks underneath the rubble and to locate and allow us to communicate with the people who are trapped. All of these current technologies are constantly evolving right in front of our eyes. They have the potential to solve huge problems, not only in the world, but right here in Guam. And I believe if we as a collective society were to stand by those who are smart enough to think up and actually produce these amazing innovations, we would all benefit from it. Now, because I love quotes so much, I'm going to leave you all with one last quote by Steve Jobs. Innovation is the ability to see change as an opportunity, not a threat. Thank you.
We will take a moment to allow the judges to complete their scoring. And while they do that, I would like to thank the following: the Office of the Governor, Speaker and members of the 38th Guam Legislature, the Office of Senator Shelley Calvo, Mrs. Joanne Camacho, Executive Director in the AV, and the Facility Management Team of the Guam Legislature, and finally, the 35th Guam Youth Congress. Thank you. We also asked Jonas Wallace what grade level he is, and is this your first time participating? I am a junior, and this is my first time participating. And what makes you interested in joining? Well, I really love to present at my school. I have done public speaking before, and I believe this competition has given me a good opportunity. And two, this topic is really interesting. Thank you, Jonas. And what makes your speech unique? Well, my speech, it gives real-world examples that may impact Guam in the future. And what would you do if you were youth governor? Any problems you would like to approach? As youth governor, I would like to garner views throughout the youth body, addressing the double sessioning in public schools, and influencing the mindset of students to address opportunities that are out there, that are available to them, that they do not know. Thank you, Jonas. Our next third presenter is Sujin Oh.
Guam may be small, but our people are innovators. They always have been. For over 4,000 years, the Chamorro spirit has thrived, but it is at risk. Why? As technology rapidly transforms the world, we must quickly adapt or fall behind. How do we use technology to strengthen our island? Will it preserve our culture? We are an island of innovators. From the seafarers who came to our shores thousands of years ago to the entrepreneurs who make Guam home. The answer is in our grasp. We have the power to use technology, not only to keep up with the world, but to create a model for future generations, to protect our environment, preserve our culture, and build a stronger economy. In the span of nearly 2 decades, Guam has lost 24% of our living coral reefs. These reefs are more than just underwater structures. They hold life itself. They protect our beaches, preserve native species, and drive our tourism industry. Without them, we risk losing more than just the fish. We risk losing our way of life. But there is still hope. Together, let us all imagine the use of technology to grow reefs instead of losing them. Countries like Australia and the Maldives utilize coral structures made from biodegradable materials to revive their reefs. Why not Guam? Why not us? This technology would accelerate reef recovery while providing a stable support system for coral to thrive. By chartering our course towards reef restoration, Guam would be one of the first islands in Micronesia to embrace this technology. Most of us, if not all of us, have gone to Payless or Cashless, almost having a heart attack over the price of eggs. We depend heavily on imports, leaving us vulnerable to shortages and high costs. But what if we didn't have to? Vertical farming, a way to grow crops in stack layers using 98% less water and producing up to 100 times more crop per square foot than traditional farming. This isn't just about food security, it's about sovereignty. But this isn't just about us. It's about the next generation. We need to equip our youth with the knowledge and skills to protect our island. Teaching students about sustainability, technology, and innovation will keep our culture alive and thriving. Imagine a whole group of children knowing that they have the power to solve our island's most pressing challenges, one step at a time. A sustainable future isn't just about protecting our environment. They also strengthen our economy. Restoring our reefs and beautifying our island means a booming tourism industry, attracting visitors and researchers alike to appreciate and value the natural wonders of Guam. Agricultural innovation will create more jobs while reducing our reliance on factors such as shipping delays that are beyond our control. Inafa Maulit, meaning to make good. It's more than just a phrase. It's a guiding principle of our ancestors, restoring harmony and order amongst our people. This attitude must extend beyond our human relationships, our coral reefs, our economy, and the innovation that drives our progress must embody the spirit of Inafa Maulit. Our island is a testament to the fact that technology and innovation aren't just for major cities. It's a tool for smaller communities to shape their own future. We don't have to wait for change. We can create it. Our ancestors built this island with vision, imagination, and the tools relevant to their time. Today, we have new tools, technology, science, and innovation. The question is not whether we can keep up with the world. The question is, how do we carry the burdens of the past to carry us towards the future? Guam may be small, but our future is in our hands. It is here, it is now, it is us. The time to act is today, not just for ourselves, but for our children and their children after them. We are not just an island, we are a force, and together we will shape a future that is smarter, stronger, and more sustainable than ever before. Because Guam does not just follow the tides. Together, we chart our own path. Jesus Maasi, thank you.
We will take a moment to allow judges to complete their scoring. And while they do that, I would like to announce that the winner and all of tonight's participants are invited to attend the Governor's Proclamation signing, designating the month of April as Youth Month, set for this Friday, April 4th at 3:30 p.m. in the large conference room at Adelup. We asked Sujin Oh, what is your grade level and is this your first time participating? She says, I am a sophomore from St. John's and no, I participated last year in the high school division. Next, we asked her, what made you interested in or what was your interest in joining? She says, I want to improve my public speaking, something I want to advocate for. And I really like this year's theme. Next, we ask, what makes your speech unique? She says, I mention many aspects of Guam through a holistic view. Thank you. And finally, what would you do as the youth governor of Guam? And are there any problems you would like to approach? Well, I would like to focus on our environment, as she mentioned in her speech. And it's a really nice experience to be in a government position. Thank you, Sujino.
Our next fourth presenter is Isaiah Tresipona.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, innovators and visionaries of tomorrow. I want you to close your eyes and imagine waking up one morning to a world that was once only a dream. A world where diseases that once threatened humanity are eradicated. A world where technology connects us beyond borders and barriers, no matter if they're geographical, social, or even physical, are no longer limits, but challenges we have overcome. This world you imagine is more than just a fantasy. It is the future we are shaping right now. With that said, innovation is more than just a word. It is the heartbeat of progress. It is the force that transforms ideas into reality, the bridge between what is and what could be. With every great breakthrough that has defined human history, from the invention of the wheel to the power of artificial intelligence, we're not born from convenience, but from courage. It was built by those who could not accept the world as it was and dared to ask, what if? But here's the truth. Innovation alone is not enough. Technology alone is not enough. It is not just about building something new. It is about shaping something better. Progress should not be defined by how fast we move, but by the direction we choose. The real challenge before us is not just to innovate, rather, it is to innovate with purpose. Not just to create the future, but shape it into something meaningful. And now we are the ones standing at the threshold of history. So the question before us is not whether innovation will shape tomorrow. It will. The real question is whether will we be the ones to lead them? And if so, what kind of world will we create? Think about the pioneers who changed the world. The Wright brothers, the inventors of the first plane. They didn't accept that humans were meant to stay grounded. Thomas Edison did not accept that darkness was inevitable. He created the light bulb. Marie Curie, she did not accept that science had reached its limits. She discovered polonium and radium. And they all faced doubt. They faced failure. They faced the voices that said, it can't be done. It won't be done. I can't do it. But instead of stepping back, they pushed forward. And they dared to believe in something greater. And today we stand at the edge of a new era, facing challenges that may seem insurmountable. Challenges such as climate change, disease, hunger, inequality. But these are not immovable obstacles. They are not signs that tell us to stop. They are challenges calling us to act. They are problems waiting for solutions, and it is up to us to solve them. Because shaping tomorrow is not a passive act. The future does not unfold on its own. It is built by those who dare to take action. It is shaped by the hands of those who refuse to accept the mediocrity. It is molded by those who see injustice and fight to correct it, by those who see broken systems and work to rebuild them. But shaping tomorrow requires responsibility. It is not just about making life easier. It is about making life better. Because what good is a medical breakthrough if only a privileged few can access it? What good is renewable energy if it remains a luxury instead of a necessity? What good is technology if it isolates us rather than bring us together? True progress is not measured by how fast we move, but by how far we can bring each other. It is not about leaving others behind in a race for advancement, but ensuring that every step forward is a step toward a more just, sustainable, and inclusive world. Innovation should not only push us ahead, it should lift us up. So I ask you this, who will shape tomorrow? The answer is simple, we will. Not just scientists in laboratories, not just engineers in offices, but you, me, us. Tomorrow is not something we wait for. It is something we build. It is not written in stone. It is written in the choices we make today. So let us choose to innovate with purpose, to create with intention, to build a world that is not only more advanced, but more just, more compassionate, and more filled with possibility. Because the future does not belong to those who hesitate. It belongs to those who innovate. It belongs to those who are shaping tomorrow. Thank you.
I would like to acknowledge the presence of Speaker Frank Bloss, Jr. Now we will take a moment to allow the judges to complete their scoring, and while they do that, I would like to announce that the winner and all of tonight's participants are invited to attend the Governor's Proclamation signing designating the month of April as Youth Month, set for this Friday, April 4th at 3:30 p.m. in the large conference room at Adelup. We went ahead and also asked Isaiah the same following questions, and he said that it is his final year of high school and also his first time participating. Then we asked what made him interested in joining, and he said, I have a lot of experience in public speaking, and I was a part of my school's mock trial team, as one of the main attorneys and being a part of junior achievement. Then we asked him what makes his speech particularly unique. He said, my speech is articulated through my expressive body language. Then lastly, we also asked him what he would do as youth governor and what problems he would like to approach. And he said, I want to improve public schools campuses because most high schools are dilapidated and lacking in infrastructure. Our final presenter for this evening is Gabriela Regina Tesoro.
We went from bicycles to electric vehicles, from libraries to search engines, from mailed letters to simple texts. Over the years, innovation and technology has shaped every aspect of our life. Technology has transformed our world on a global scale, helping us overcome some of society's greatest challenges while reshaping the way we approach our daily lives. But as much as it can be a powerful tool for progress, it can also be a source of profound disruption. In 2020, the shift to an online world has allowed many to maintain connections, yet it has also caused isolation. In 2022, the release of ChatGPT enhanced the field of education, yet limited the development of creativity in many individuals. In 2024, wartime innovations like awareness kits improved disaster relief efforts, yet AI-driven targeting in military conflict tragically increased casualties. For generations, innovation and technology has been a tool of optimism, fueling our hope for growth and advancement. Yet, it has also been an instrument of fear and suppression. It has turned us from pioneers into passengers, from makers into mere users, and from trendsetters into followers. Technology can shape our lives, but it does not have to take over. In shaping a better future, we must confidently walk the tightrope of technology, striking a balance to avoid both chaos and collapse. The key lies in remembering that beyond the machines and devices lies individuals with God-given capabilities. We create because He created us this way. Our unique humanity naturally calls us to create, not out of mere necessity, but as an echo of our Creator's own artistry. Inventors, educators, scientists, and artists all embody this drive to create. Even our island's Chamorro ancestors were innovators. They crafted latte stones as foundations for traditional Chamorro houses. These stone structures, made out of large limestone pillars and flat base stones, elevated their homes and improved their lives. The innovation of the latte stone was more than just an architectural achievement. It was a reflection of our ability to create and to improve society. Just as the latte stones of our ancestors stood as symbols of innovation and ingenuity, so too does our future rest upon the foundations of our creativity. Now, as we look to the future, we are called to continue this journey. The tools of today may be different, but the spirit of creation remains unchanged. It is with this spirit that I stand before you today to invite all of you to strike a balance in dealing with innovation and technology. We as human creators have the will, the power, and the ability to shape a better tomorrow. The future is not shaped by machines. Rather, it is shaped by the people who dare to dream and to act with a purpose in using technology. Embrace the power to create for tomorrow, innovate for tomorrow, and shape for tomorrow. Thank you.
Before we conclude, we interviewed our last contestant. She said, "I am in the 11th grade and know I was a part of the middle school division for 8th grade." We also asked her why she was interested in joining. She said, "I love public speaking and I feel it's my secret talent and I'd like to share this talent with the people." Then we also asked her what makes her speech particularly unique. She said it's an approach to bring light to people, and rather than talking about the good of tech, what if tech hurts us? Lastly, we asked her what she would do as youth governor for the day and what problems she'd like to approach. She said, "As youth governor, I'd like to address technology for Mononco. Technology isn't utilized to their extent by the older generation. I would like to create a program to educate our Mononco and help their ability to adopt for tomorrow."
This concludes the speech portion of the program. We will now take a brief intermission while the judges complete their scoring and the tabulators tally up the scores. We will now turn over the mic to Deputy Director Weekly.
Thank you, guys. So before we proceed with the presentation of the certificates, can we give another round of applause to our contestants? Great job, guys. I would also like to recognize, if we can have the parents, please stand to be recognized. Parents. Administrators, teachers who help guide these kids to do their presentation. Please stand. Come on, Academy. Thank you, guys. So at this time, we will now proceed with the presentation of the legislative certificates. Can I ask the following individuals to please come to the front? Governor. Senator Calvo. Speaker Blas, if you would like to join us. Director Brennan. And then the other two judges, if you could please also join us for the presentation.
Half a day again, everyone. We would like to present the certificate of recognition. This is introduced by yours truly, Senator Shelley B. Calvo, on behalf of the 38th Legislature, our dear Speaker, Frank Blas Jr., and I also would like to acknowledge, of course, our governor here, our director, and everyone, but I'd like to read this. It's a certificate of recognition for your participation in the Department of Youth Affairs Oratorical Contest held in celebration of Youth Month 2025 under the theme Innovation and Technology Shaping Tomorrow. The Committee on Rules of Ina-38 na Legislaturan Guahan herein directs that this official expression of its recognition and commendations be forthwith sent on behalf of Legislaturan Guahan and the people of Guam, signed and sealed in the city of Agatna, Guam, on the first day of April 2025. This is certified by our Speaker, Frank Blas Jr., and V. Anthony Ada, Chairperson of Committee on Rules, and also Vice Speaker. Attested by Legislative Secretary Sabrina Salas Matanani, and yours truly, Senator Shelley Calvo.
Participants, as I call your name, please come up, receive your certificate, and if I could ask after the photo, if you could please come and stand to the right of me. Okay, and then once everyone has received their certificate, and then we'll take a group photo. Okay, we'll start with Gabriela Regina Tesoro. Sujin Ho. Jonas K. Wallace. Rianne Maria Marquez. Isaiah Tresapona. Isabella Lee. Okay, so if we can have all the participants go to the second level and stand up by the podium. And that way you can show your certificates as well. Yeah, you want to do 3 on each side. Jay, is that a clear shot? Thank you. Okay, if we can have you guys remain, we're ready to announce the winners.
The results are in. Can we please invite all dignitaries to the front? Oh, you're there. Sorry about that. Yeah. I'll be announcing the runner-up for the 2025 Youth Month Oratorical Contest of the high school division is Jonas Wallace.
The winner of the 2025 Youth Month Oratorical Contest and your Youth Governor of Guam is Gabriela Tesoro, who is also the winner of the Middle School Division in 2022. She was also the winner in the Middle School Division in 2022.
This concludes the oratorical contest, and we want to thank the following: the Office of the Governor of Guam, Speaker and members of the 38th Guam Legislature, the Office of Senator Shelley Calvo, the 35th Guam Youth Congress, Ms. Joanne Camacho, Executive Director, and the AV and Facility Management Team of the Guam Congress Building. Contestants and alternates are judges, parents, teachers, administrators, students, and supporters. And finally, the wonderful staff at the Department of Youth Affairs. Thank you. Congratulations to the winners and all participants. Please join us for some light refreshments in the foyer.